Curling in the small town part of Manitoba is really big in the winter. It's something for the community to do, and it really brings the community together. We can hold annual events like our Bonspiels and our weekly nights. It's really something to do for everyone in the community. You can do it from any age.
You can win a pair of tickets for the 2023 Tim Hortons Brier in London or the 2023 BKT Tires and OK Tire Men's Worlds in Ottawa, plus $500. Or maybe equip your team with a set of 4 of Asham's new Ultra Force brushes. And at the same time, support the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum and Curl Manitoba's Curling for Life Endowment Fund. Raffle tickets are available now. 1 for $5, 4 for $10, 10 for $20. Buy online at fundingchange.ca/curlmanitoba or scan the QR code on your screen right now.
It's a cool afternoon here in East St. Paul. Minus 30 with the wind chill, minus 23 right now. But things are hot inside the East St. Paul Arena. Hello and welcome. My name is Ken Plating and welcome to the 2023 Scotties live from East St. Paul. It is going to be a great matchup as Team ACKLAND will face Team Jones in this championship final. We had a chance to talk to both skips before the game to hear their thoughts. All right, we're back here with Megan Walter. And Megan, it was a very tense semifinal game against Caitlin Laws. A little bit about that game going in. You guys were a little nervous, but you guys really came through and were shining through the entire game.
Yeah, I definitely think we thought we belonged in the semifinal, and we wanted to prove that. So we just kept it patient throughout the game, and we came on top. Now you're facing her former teammate, Jennifer Jones, in the final. Your first Scotties final. How do you feel about getting into there and playing in this game tonight? I think we're pretty relaxed and comfortable, and we're looking forward to it. We have played the Zacharias clan kind of quite a few times in the junior scene, so I think we know their kind of game, and we're just going to stick to ours and see how it goes. And what kind of game are you guys going to be playing with them? Is it going to be very high offensive or going to be on more of the defensive end? Jen knows how to play both very well, so we kind of just got to see what maybe they are not as sharp on tonight, and or I guess this afternoon, and go from there. But they're going to be playing lights out, and we just got to keep it up. All right, congratulations and best of luck in this game today. Thank you so much. All right, I'm with Jennifer Jones. Jennifer, another provincial championship for you. How excited are you about this game?
Yeah, it's always fun. It's just fun to play at home, fun to play in this event. It's always a great event, great atmosphere, so we're pretty excited to play. What are you expecting for Team ACKLAND? Great team, so I'm feeling it's going to come down to the wire, and hopefully we'll have the last rock. All right, thank you so much, and good luck in the game. Thank you. We are getting ready here for championship curling at the East St. Paul Arena. It is going to be a barn burner today as Team ACKLAND will face Team Jones in this provincial championship final. Now, throwing it up to two guys upstairs. It's Barry Gorlick and, of course, the one and only Resby Coots. Resby and I, of course, have been friends for years. Resby, it's going to be another great game, and we can't wait to hear you upstairs. Guys, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Ken. And yes, Ken and I go back a few years in the broadcast industry. He very gently has himself billed there as the sideline reporter. We should give him full due credit to Barry as the poobah, the mastermind of the production company, Big Day Media. Is in fact Ken Plating's company, and Ken has brought full value for a relatively small production company, but first cabin kinds of visuals here, extra camera person here today, and so on, just to make the visual experience of this game a little bit better. So thanks very much to Big Day Media. Now on to our game. We do have the teams being introduced by Rod Paulson, Jones team, of course, Emily Zacharias, Mackenzie Zacharias, Carly Burgess, Jennifer Jones, through the round robin with an 8-0 round robin record. From the ACKLAND team representing East St. Paul, a home team for this local crowd, Mackenzie Elias, Sarah Oliver, Abby ACKLAND at third, Megan Walter throwing the last stones, calling the game. Round robin record 5-3, a tiebreak win, a semi-final win. Their record at this point, 7 wins and 3 losses. I said at the start of the game this morning, a legendary day on the as a possibility for Team ACKLAND. They've beaten Laws. If they can beat Jones, beating Laws and Jones back to back establishes a reputation for a lifetime.
Well said, Resby. Imagine establishing a reputation for a lifetime at the age of 20. That's what Megan Walter's trying to do today. And it's often said that the best things in life aren't things, Resby. And I know you've done your research. I don't know how many of our viewers share January 29th today as their birthday with me. I'm looking at Resby's face, and he's a little bit surprised. But let me say this. This is a present.
Isn't it great? We had the opportunity to watch from a pretty special spot as we've talked to folks across the globe about these curling games. But you and I, Barry, have had the chance, along with all these fans here in the East St. Paul Arena, to watch a series of curling games that back to back can be called one of the great series of games in certainly Manitoba championship history, men or women. And I will hazard a guess across a lot of venues.
In her interview, Megan Walter referred to the need to shoot lights out this afternoon. She's been practicing that the last 2 days to be sure. She's on a 4-game winning streak, looking to make it 5.
And the neat prospect for Abby ACKLAND, Megan Walter, Sarah Oliver, Mackenzie Elias is they need 1 win to go to the National Scotties. Now, that can be their win this afternoon against Jennifer Jones. That obviously is the win they would prefer, but it can also be a win in Ontario by Rachel Homan. A win by Homan would also bring the Team ACKLAND into the mix as a wild card team based on CTRS ranking at number 7. She doesn't want to get into that national event that way. They'll take it if it evolves that way, but they want to write the legend. The team that beat back to back Caitlin Laws and Jennifer Jones, and this is it just is going to be a dandy.
You know how somehow pro sports teams, when it comes down to the short strokes, keep an eye on the scoreboard of other games while they're playing? I can assure you of this. Team ACKLAND is going to only be focused on one scoreboard today, theirs.
So the first 2 shots, Team ACKLAND into the forefoot, Jones a hit, rolls away to the side.
9.
Jennifer Jones with hammer. And 10-end game for those who are seeing this Scotties for the first time. And you really are going to see it treated as 10 separate competitions. Jennifer trying to score 2 or blank. Megan Walter and Abby ACKLAND trying to force Jennifer to take a single.
And I'm going to hazard a guess just on another front, Barry, just to let folks know that we're going to not be completely obsessed just with the detail, but with the little obscurities as well as we have been. I'm prepared to speculate this may be the first championship final game, perhaps in the history of Canada, all territories and provinces, in which there have been 2 opposing young women with first name Mackenzie.
Excellent.
Type 3. Yeah. Type 3. Type.
So Jennifer Jones, first indication, ignores the red stone in the back of the house, throws the corner guard.
Easy. 2.5. 3. Line's good.
We mentioned earlier that Rachel Homan is playing Holly Duncan in the Ontario final. Holly Duncan having won on an extra end over Danielle Inglis. We'll say that parallel to that, in the men's final, Mike McEwen with his team, including Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame member Ryan Fry, will also play in the final. They will play the final game against Glenn Howard. And in sport, sometimes the word ageless is used, overused. I don't know if it can be overused with Glenn Howard. He just does seem ageless. He continues to curl at a remarkably high level.
Too late for that. Carly's rock. No, wait. Wait, above the tee. Mine's pretty good. Yep. Whoa. Good. Nice.
There's a telltale comment from Jennifer Jones already.
Yeah.
Above the tee. Keep an eye on rock placement throughout this game. Her stones and opposition stones are looking to be placed above the tee line. Any stone that's behind the tee line can be used as backing, and that's something that top caliber teams try to avoid if at all possible. Here's our first run back of the game.
Sarah Oliver straight through, bang, and does roll over under that red guard on the side. Does leave the corner guard for Jones. So the opportunity there still for Jones to go behind, but this time they're going behind a red stone with their yellow stone.
Little tighter line. Gotta go line too. Line's good. Gotta go line. Hard line.
You see this one come to the hog line. We see that big curl right from the hog line in. It is
We need the 8 foot. Keep going.
warping.
Keep going. Hard.
They'll get
We need space. Go. Okay, that's
Jennifer just exhorting her team. Red on the far corner does lie 1.
Just bite the 4. Okay. Top 8's
And
good.
Megan Walter, placement critical again here. She'll try to bite the 4 behind that red center guard.
How close?
You're seeing 5 feet of curl in this opening end. As the pebble gradually wears down through the game, 5 is going to look a lot more like 5.5 or 6 in the closing ends, and both teams are going to have to adjust to that.
This ACKLAND stone does slide deep. In fact, slides
We're second.
out into the back 12 foot, and as you heard Jennifer say, yellow stones are second shot. So they're going to play the hit. Reference back to the early comments about rock placement. Jennifer saying to her team, gotta be in front of the tee. That red stone had to be in front of the tee.
Yep. Whoa. No.
Carly Burgess,
Oh. Hard.
she throws the last, or throws the third stone first. ACKLAND will play the hit and roll. Sweeping, she was moving it. She did want to hit and roll. In fact, over curled.
I like the nose. Which turn you seeing? The out looks better to me. 10.
There's an interesting bit of historical experience. Before the game, Megan Walter spoke of the fact that she has a lot of experience playing in juniors against the entire Jones trio of the Zacharias sisters, along with Carly Burgess.
And that's a good point for her to focus on. I've played these girls. I've beat these girls. They've beat me. I've beat them. But I'm not intimidated by them. 2 reds leave the back of the rings. Advantage to the Jones team. The one thing I will say is that I do not perceive in any way that the Walter team is in any way intimidated. They are respectful of the accomplishments of specifically Jennifer Jones. They're not overly in awe, and rightly so, given the fact, as you've pointed out in a couple of our broadcasts, that Sarah and Megan are in fact world champions in their own right. So we have world champions, multiple of course in Jennifer Jones's case, but world champions on both teams here.
Whether it's nature, whether it's nurture, whether it's a combination of the two, Megan Walter, as a 17-year-old world champion, has a gift for this game, and you're seeing it on display here. She's not only not intimidated, she's come out here for one reason and one reason only, to show her stuff and walk away a winner.
She does get the nose hit. Jones will again throw an out-turn hit. This time she wants to roll back across center into the back corner of the rings. Complete ring-wide separation of the 2 Yellowstones. Knowing that Megan Walter is completely capable and likely to play a run-back red if the 2 yellows are stacked behind that red guard.
As someone who has perfected the maiden Manitoba tuck slide and who uses a steel slider, Megan Walter is more than capable of throwing upweight shots, not only hard but accurately. She can throw as hard as any woman in the game.
Jennifer Jones, her out-turn hit on the way. She's going to get to the nose. Will stick on the nose, leaving Walter the opportunity to save the end if she can roll about 2 feet, get it fully buried behind the red-yellow guard combination. She can save this end.
Roll your way, Ken. It'll be harder to get at.
She definitely wants or prefers an outside roll to take advantage of the 2 guards, although one is a Yellowstone in the rings, but effectively 2 guards that will cover her shot rock if it rolls to the outside.
So the sweep, they want to cross the face of the yellow a little bit. They're going to just get it by the guard. They're going to hit and roll a little too far out into the 12-foot circle. A little too tight to the guard, a little too much curl, a little too much roll. Jennifer Jones, early advantage with the opportunity to draw.
This looks all good. I had a 14-2 on her.
Get to the 8-foot, nearly to the 8-foot. She will have the 2 points to open scoring here in the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, presented by Rocky Mountain Equipment. Final game.
Perfect example on that last shot by Megan of her competitiveness. The easier shot, the safer shot, the more conservative shot would perhaps have been to try to roll behind the center guard, but she went for it. Didn't make it, but it was still a worthwhile try. She's not unhappy with giving up a deuce here. She would have preferred a force of 1, but this is an expected start. After all, she is playing Jennifer Jones. Speaking of expected, Jennifer glides the rock right onto the button.
Onto the back of the 4-foot circle, in fact, and it is a 2-point lead. Jennifer Jones over the Abby ACKLAND team after 1 at East St. Paul. We'll be back with N2 of our 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts semifinal, or final, in just a moment.
Today's sponsor, Sunrise Credit Union. Building a brighter future together.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
Where can you find handmade pizza, classic burgers, scrumptious salads, the finest Manitoba-sourced fried chicken, and so much more? Chicken Chef, bring your appetite. We'll take care of the rest.
Emily Zacharias with the first stone of the second end. It is the final game of the Curl Manitoba Scotties Tournament of Hearts presented by Rocky Mountain Equipment. Zacharias asked to put her first stone on the center line. Slides to bite the forefoot. Mackenzie Elias. She is going to go wide to set the corner guard.
Nice and tight to my broom. You gotta go past our
More corner guards early, Barry Gorlick, than we saw in our semifinal game.
That's good, Kens.
A more conventional approach to trying to get a deuce against Jennifer Jones.
Center, guys.
The ACKLAND team knows that Jennifer's going to be aggressive in each end of this game, and including the first ones. They expect the center line to be clogged with yellow stones, so their best option is to set up whether separate corner guards or 2 corner guards on the same side, and some way somehow get one of their rocks during the end to roll in that direction or to draw directly behind them. But this is all you have to do is watch the many hours of Jones games available on YouTube to know exactly how aggressively she likes to attack in the opening ends.
Top 8.
Guard on the center line. That yellow rock in the top of the, biting the top of the forefoot does peek out about half open.
We won't repeat the details, but that guard under the new trial rule that is going to be in play at the Canadian and World Championships, incapable of being moved off the center line until the 6th stone of the end.
By the opposing team. With that, that's the error we got into this morning. But they did swing that draw past. In fact, it swings almost open on the far side.
Expectedly, we're seeing just a ton of movement even in the opening 2 ends on rocks, whether they're in turns or out turns, drawing toward the center line.
Okay, broom here. Okay, top 8. Line's good. Line, yep. Can't bounce, whoa.
It's going to slide down. We'll slide just past the red, tap that yellow.
Yeah, I almost like the roll too, though, you have, yeah. Yeah, good roll away. Yeah. 11-5.
Megan just showed you the 2 options, and they've chosen an 11.5 second hog-to-hog run back. Not really a run back, a hit back, tap back of the yellow stones in order to have 2 red rocks on top of the tee line covering the button.
So she's going to contact About half. She gets yellow onto yellow, rolls red over to the corner.
At 10-5.
That works. She doesn't mind having her red stones spread that far apart this early
Like
in the
the out or
end.
the in? Seeing the out. Okay. Oh, the out? Sorry. 10.
Mackenzie Zacharias asked Jennifer Jones to change from an in-turn hit to an out-turn hit. She wants to hit, come a little across the face of this target stone and roll to the center.
Harley to stay. Hard. Hard, you're doing it. Get ready. We might roll out. Hard. Whoa,
She
whoa,
did
whoa,
get
whoa,
it to
roll.
curl enough to get that roll.
Sorry, Matt.
Rolls, in fact, over curls,
Sorry, Matt.
over rolls across the forefoot.
In true Jennifer Jones fashion, saying sorry for the fact that there was a little bit of a miss on the sweeping call.
I was thinking that looks better.
And for sure not a miss on the sweeping, but a miss on the sweeping call.
Just the call.
The sweepers were full value for the request of Jennifer Jones, but she didn't react quite quickly enough to the fact that they were very successfully getting that rock to curl.
When Jennifer Jones asks or maybe even tells you to sweep, you sweep, Resby. Especially if you are, in the case of Mackenzie, 23 years old, and in the case of Emily, 21 years old.
We're going to see our first serious miss here. This is going to go right through the wickets between the high guard on the corner and the yellow in the back. Just never had a chance on that hit.
Height of 15 on Max.
Carly Burgess.
Line's good. Full 12, yep. Bite the 8 only. You got room. Can't bounce. Yep. Yep. Yep, 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 yep for line. Yep. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Real nice.
Does get just to the red, cornered on it. That yellow in the forefoot is protected. And they're going to have to bail here.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps she can come past
Still hit that back one.
and get the red one onto the yellow.
Okay.
Well, give it a go.
I like that. I like 12-5. Like, keep this one back here as 5. Yeah. 12? Okay, 12. Yeah. Just a 12.
Just playing past the center guard. Contact on the red. Maybe roll over behind the red corner guard, but the weight might not, in fact, carry it that far. Abby Ackland.
Close, yeah!
Her
Just
second.
back line weight.
Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Close! Close, yes! Yes! Great! 10! Gotta stick. Sit.
Needed to curl up a little more, in fact. Rolled right out of the rings, but spun back in as Jennifer Jones tried to keep it out.
You have a catch here.
Red line one.
But, I mean, I'm seeing hack.
Jennifer Jones now likes the idea of having Carly Burgess's shooter make use of the red corner guard placed there by the Ackland team.
Needs to curl up just a little bit more than Abby Ackland did. If she can get a little more of the red stone, she'll remove the red and she'll roll over behind the corner.
Yep! Hard! Hard back! Hard! Really hard! Hard! Push back! Hard! You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go.
Does
Keep going.
just
Roll,
get
roll,
by
roll,
that.
roll.
Pushes the red out the back of the ring, but no roll.
Yep. 10? Yep.
With a little bit less weight, that rock moved significantly more. Once again, a sheet of ice that is perfect, but tremendously weight sensitive.
So this is Abby Ackland's second stone.
Hold in.
She can hit and roll
Girl!
outside behind the red guard. She can get to the nose of it, roll inside, but she's going to get one and roll out of play. Advantage to the Jones team at this point.
Abby won't be happy with that pair of throws.
I don't know. The intern looks probably better, but I don't really want to rub off and then. This is your pass.
So there's a little conversation. Jennifer does know the intern is better, and I think even logical, but not in 100% certainty that she won't rub that yellow guard. If she ticks it, pushes a little bit offline, it sets up something for Megan Walter. There still is that little red squidgy nibbler at the back.
That's experience speaking. Jennifer knows she can make the outturn shot. She's not entirely certain this early in the game that she can make the in-turn shot.
So we'll see it come to the hog line. Starts to dive across. She will get it past that guard into the top of the 12-foot circle.
I like it. And then, I mean, even if you're here, that's a straight jam, so thought it make it.
Nothing that Ackland can do with the two yellows in the top of the 8-foot circle. She's going to try to go around the two yellows, use them as guards, and get to the button.
The possibility of a skip's deuce, a skip's pair of points, otherwise the force is clearly on.
Same like draw the button thing still?
Your line's good. Yeah,
A
little.
split time of 4.25 seconds already in the game,
Where?
meaning
There
this,
you go then.
the
Yeah.
speed of this sheet is
Line's really good. Hard, Ken.
as quick as it's been all week.
Hard, Ken's all you got.
Hard
Go, go,
sweep
go.
from the hog
Line's
line in.
perfect.
They know it's going to curl.
Hard. Ken's good.
Question is, can they get it past that yellow rock on the top of the 8-foot? And they can, and they will in fact almost bury it. You can see it poking out a little bit, but she has drawn to the Scotties logo, the button.
With the amount of curl in the ice, just enough of the red shot stone is visible to Jen Jones to be able to make a direct play on it.
So it's Jennifer Jones with her last shot. The out turn to follow the Walter stone that is touching the button. Trying to curl it. Trying to come right to that red stone. But there, well, they rubbed the yellow.
Yeah, I think you can come to it.
And it, rather than forcing an in-turn dead draw around the in-turn side, it gives a relatively simple shot for Megan Walter. Come to the face of that Yellowstone for a deuce.
There's actually just enough daylight between the two stones on the tee line that it makes the shot even easier. Jennifer clipped that guard by maybe a centimeter.
Okay, clean. Off. Whoa. Close. Sarah. Whoa. Curl. Sarah. Yeah, I know. Still curl. Sarah. Still curl. You should.
This rock has got to curl up. going to get to the nose, not quite the nose, going to get a little bit of a roll. But there is a deuce, a big second point for the Ackland team. Jennifer Jones gave them just a little bit of a rub. All they needed to score a pair to tie the game. So the situation is now the same. Jones with last rock in an 8-end game. We'll be back with end number 3 in just a moment.
Today's sponsor, PharmaSave. Canada's community pharmacy is proud to support Canada's community game.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
You can win a pair of tickets for the 2023 Tim Hortons Briar in London or the 2023 BKT Tires and OK Tire Men's Worlds in Ottawa, plus $500. Or maybe equip your team with a set of 4 of Asham's new Ultra Force brushes. And at the same time, support the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum and Curl Manitoba's Curling for Life Endowment Fund. Raffle tickets are available now. 1 for $5, 4 for $10, 10 for $20. Buy online at fundingchange.ca/Curl Manitoba or scan the QR code on your screen right now.
Well, Barry Gorlick, this is what they're playing for. It's a relatively modest trophy, and yet it means so much to the women curlers in Manitoba and right across the country, each with their own version of the provincial Scotties Tournament of Hearts trophy.
It's all about putting that buffalo on your back. The trophy is nice. The replica that you take home is nice. But showing up at a Canadian event with the buffalo on your back is everything they play for. And we won't even talk today about the debate between the difference between a buffalo and a bison, Resby.
For all intents and purposes, in this particular iteration, it is a buffalo. So the red center guard does cross a little over center. Can be played at any time. Within the rules, obviously. But the yellow Emily Zacharias draw over curls pretty much crosses center, giving Mackenzie Elias the opportunity to punch it out.
To my eye, the Ackland team has settled right into this game and will have been very pleased to turn a 10-end game into an 8-end game with the score tied.
This one, Emily Zacharias, she's not going to get the curl to it that she wanted. She will hit and roll wide. And Walter asks Sarah Oliver to hit the wide rock, roll back to center.
Okay, got it. No, I think your last one was good.
Sarah Oliver, as part of that 2019 World Championship mixed team, one of the very fine upweight throwers in the game. A lead through her competitive career, but this year asked to play second, throwing many more hits than she was used to, has adapted beautifully.
Does a hit and roll off.
That would be the commentator's jinx.
There you go.
5 feet of curl based on where Jen has placed the broom is starting to look a lot more like 5.5, if not 6. Even though we're only in the 3rd end. This one, though, looks a little bit warm.
It's Mackenzie Zacharias. And just at the end, maybe they want to sweep, maybe not. no need. It does come to rest without assistance. Fully top 4 foot.
10? Yeah, 10's nice. Okay, I got
Sarah Oliver now. The wide in turn, she'll follow.
Top 4. Line's good. Make sure no bounce.
Don't want to touch it. We're bouncing right now. Coming down.
No,
easy.
Whoa.
Does curl in right almost to the nose of it. Does tap it back a few inches.
Do you like the in this time? Sure. Full 8. Yeah, line. Hard line. Okay, room. Line's good. Yep. Hard line. Whoa, then, whoa. No. Yep. Hard line. Hard. I'm going to hold it. Hard. Nice, Matt. Good.
Great throw and great sweeping. A perfect team shot.
Top 12?
So now we're going to add to the line of rocks.
Yeah, I think I like
It is being built along the center line. The call with the out turn for Abby Ackland to place her stone on the center line.
Max. Whoa, line. Big goal, yep. Easy, line.
Eventually gets the curl. She might have wanted to curl a little more, but there really wasn't much room more to curl. Maybe another inch and a half.
Imagine that. A multiple-time Olympian relying upon hope in the last few feet of that rocks travel. Makes me feel better about our club play.
Yeah, not much more than I just threw.
Well, Abby Ackland.
Guess what? Is being asked to
put another one into the cluster.
Little bit early.
The issue becomes, however, that Jones now has the opportunity on the in-turn side to touch yellow onto red and be sitting a couple of yellows. So
hold that thought, Resby. This shot is not working out as planned.
Does push the red guard across onto the yellows, but opens up the center line.
We throw this hard. I'd like to try to lose this 5. I'm seeing like 7/8. Probably don't have to whip it actually, because I'd like to roll. Everything's going this way. And get them all lined up. I just want to try to lose that 5. I think we throw firm. Just off nose is perfect.
All of that commentary based on Jennifer Jones's 36 years of experience as a curler.
I think if she loses the 5, as she says, she will also lose the other red. I think in her mind it's possible to get rid of both reds. It is the weight, it is the in-turn hit, it is the first bang, it is the second bang. And that both reds are removed from the 4-foot area, one out the back, one over. Didn't quite, quote, lose both of them, but certainly a very effective shot. That red stays in the rings on the tee line in the 12. Keeps the biter out of.
The rock curled more than they wanted, and as a consequence, it broke the pile up in a way different than expected. Jennifer wanted the entire pair in the top of the 12-foot to actually shift more in the direction of the tight corner guard to the right of the screen. problem that Jennifer recognized immediately that Team ACKLAND is going to try to take advantage of is that 2 yellow stones are easily going to be removed from the rings with this upcoming double.
Out-turn hit by Megan Walter. But even if 2 do go, Jones in a position to score a 2. Coming to the center line to the nose. She gets the double kill, but jams back here. That rock needed to come up a little more to the center, get a little more of the nose of it, and Jennifer Jones now with an opportunity to play a hit wide to lie 3.
And more importantly, to have those 3 rocks spread right across the width of the tee line in a way that will make a double very difficult. Megan's already looking at doubling out the 2 rocks to the right. They're ever so slightly staggered, and Megan can throw up weight in a way that will make a double more than possible, bordering on probable.
The Jennifer Jones out-turn hit at the wings underway. She'll make the nose hit, sit right there, fully in the 12-foot circle. Megan Walter coming from the outside in, looking at a relatively flat double. She believes it's makeable.
Asking the team whether they like it, but we know Megan's going to play it.
Big weight. She'll throw the out turn at it.
Really hard. Okay, that's fine, Meg.
She'll get the nose hit, roll away, leaving Jennifer Jones with a draw for a 3rd point.
Probably a little heavier, hey? Yeah, just a switch. Which side do you like better? Yeah, I think it's going to be a little heavier. I'm thinking I could throw normal. And I would be aggressive, Carly, yeah. Try to throw more rotation. Yeah, big point.
Jennifer Jones is quite correct. It is a big point. They have 2 on the scoreboard now. A 3rd point, a 5-2 lead after 3. Not insurmountable, but certainly a lead that Megan Walter and her team will have to work very hard to overcome. But is Jones going to throw it into the rings? She is not. She's going to get it virtually only halfway to the rings, and what she described herself as a big point does not go on the board. A very big point from that perspective for Abby ACKLAND and the Megan Walter skipped team. 4-2 Jones over ACKLAND after 3 ends. We'll be back in a moment.
We hope you're enjoying this Manitoba Championship Curling, brought to you by Seagram's 83, Manitoba's favorite Canadian whiskey.
At McMunn & Yates, we've always believed that good neighbors make for better communities. McMunn & Yates has everything you need for your next project, right at your fingertips. And McMunnandYates.com will always be there, ready to help.
When life gets busy, getting everything done can be tough. With PharmaSafe's mobile prescription service, order your prescriptions right from your phone so they're ready when you are. Download the PharmaSafe app today.
Live well with PharmaSafe.
Well, in so many ways, a surprise. Jennifer Jones, not often short of the rings on effectively a free draw, and she was. We were surprised this morning when Caitlin Laws had a draw to the button and slid a foot deep, and we found that surprising. A 6 or 8 feet short of the rings draw, truly surprising, and a truly big point for the Abby Ackland Megan Walter team. Down 2, a lot different with hammer than down 3. So the first rock, the Jones rock, in the forefoot. The first rock by the Mackenzie Elias goes wide.
Corner guard. Just to follow up on that point, in the men's game or the women's game, Jennifer Jones has a well-earned and highly respected reputation as one of the best front runners in the game. That third point was huge. The fact is, if they're exchanging deuces between now and the fifth end, Team Ackland will be able to live with that. Giving up a 3 is a different kind of pain. And although this game is affectionately often referred to as the slippery game, that last attempt by Jennifer Jones came up surprisingly short.
The Emily Zacharias guard, nicely positioned, touching center line. The yellow rock in the forefoot peeks out just a little bit on the outturn side. And now Mackenzie Elias with an outturn from the center to the wings will try to get past that wide guard placed with her first stone. Begins to snap about center ice. Working hard to get it past, but they are going to get a rub and a roll.
That was the first time today or yesterday that we've seen Team Ackland attempt to make use of their well-placed corner guard directly by drawing right in behind it, trying to protect that one and in effect taking play away from the center line. It just didn't work out.
This Mackenzie is Mackenzie Zacharias. She's throwing the in-turn hit, coming to the center line, playing red nose. Wanted a little roll to the center, didn't quite get that, but sits 2 yellow, 1 fully buried.
That's what I saw. Gotta play like 11-5 to
But
stick.
lined such a way that a Sarah Oliver hit can roll behind that red corner, contact the one in the forefoot as well.
No need to overthrow this. They know this path well by now.
11! 11! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Whoa!
11 seconds hog to hog is what they're expecting.
She's going to get the outside of the rock. She is going to get the roll she wants, but she'll jam right behind and over roll. Needed to come up just a little bit. Swings back in at the end with the last spin of the rock. And Jennifer, knowing that she can see it wide open over there, she'll play a hit. Not unhappy with the idea of hitting and actually rolling behind that center corner guard herself.
Yep! Really hard! Hard!
Mackenzie Zacharias.
Hard! You gotta go!
An in-turn, inside-out shot will get.
Really big. No, yep,
She wants the big roll, but that one doesn't turn out either, and it does sit wide open.
I like 11.
Opportunity to hit and roll.
Just a hair more. You threw 11-5.
Once again, nice controlled weight is the call to give the brushers a chance either to hold it or to make it bend a little bit, but regardless, to let them control the path of the rock.
This one is curling up better than the previous shot by Oliver. She's going to make the contact she wants. She'll hit and roll, taps the yellow out from behind the center guard, but as a result, sits pretty much open. The hack weight that Carly Burgess is called for will curl enough past this guard to get a little inside roll. Carly Burgess, this is the in-turn hit. She wants to curl to the face, even across the face. She's not going to get that. She's going to roll back. Rolls wide open. Not to be interpreted as anything but information, Barry Gorlick. Rachel Homan has scored 2 on the opening end and given up 1 to Holly Duncan on the second end, so Homan leads 2-1 in the Ontario final and does have last rock.
Speaking of front runners, forcing Duncan to a single in the second end, you wouldn't want to bet against Rachel Homan even this early in the game.
So it's Abby ACKLAND. She wants to get across the face of this yellow stone just a little bit to get that inside roll. She does roll just under the yellow, so Jennifer Jones will be able to play past the center guard. The yellow stone at the 8 foot just outside the 4 foot is fully accessible.
These are very knowledgeable curling fans in the building, Resby. They're cheering every ACKLAND shot, given that the team is based out of East St. Paul, but they know full well that that roll wasn't helpful.
So the combination, they got tighter to the yellow guard than they had hoped and spin both rocks over to now the outturn side. And a hit center line side with a little roll to the center will also result in a double kill. Abby ACKLAND outturn.
In this instance, the roll being more important than the double kill, but they can get both.
But in fact, they get the double kill by rolling the other way, and not the plan, but certainly an acceptable result at this stage.
Jennifer Jones wanting to try a roll of her own behind that center guard.
Her outturn hit is underway. Still needs to curl up. Does a little, but not. Oh, I was wrong. She did curl enough to get the near perfect roll to the center line. Again, an indication of how lively these stones are. I wouldn't have guessed, as that was making contact, that it would roll that far.
And Jennifer, with her experience, knew as it contacted the target rock that it was going to be really close.
So there are 2 red ACKLAND stones to come. There is 1 yellow Jones stone sitting in the front of the 4 foot circle, almost fully buried. No choice for Megan Walter. Well, the simple choice is to rip off the guard and try to rescue the end. or to attack. And she's going to attack. She's going with an out-turn draw. She wants to draw past that Yellowstone top forefoot to the button.
Line's good. Where? Yab it. I really liked it out of my hand. See, all you. Yab it, Kent. All easy you. Line. Line's holding. Easy. Room right now. Yep. Room. Whoa. Whoa, room.
All on the weight, all on the sweep as they come to the front of the rings. They're going to slide past the yellow for sure, and it will stop on the tee line, touching the tee line at least behind that Yellowstone. No hit opportunity. Not sure Jennifer Jones would hit a shot in this situation anyway. She has the opportunity to draw to the face of it, be on the tee line on the button. Well set to steal a point.
A red rock behind the tee line, as we discussed at the opening, becomes Jennifer Jones's best friend. You can expect this to be very close, regardless of her coming up short with her last rock in the last end.
I suggest because of her coming up short in the last end, in fact. That little loss of focus, whatever it was on that third end, Jennifer will throw this in out-turn draw. Jennifer concerned about line. You can hear her. Begins to snap from the hog line in. She is going to get over two and roll.
Clipped it a little bit.
Clipped it again, as she did on that second end. We rolled around the rock at the top of the rings to sit shot rock, second shot rock.
The brushers jumped it from the moment it left Jennifer's fingertips.
So this is a relatively simple task, he said, not meaning the word simple whatsoever. Megan Walter will throw an in-turn draw. She needs to bite the button, about an inch of a bite of the button, because Jennifer Jones is touching the button as well.
She knows she's got the broom in the right place. All she's thinking is tee line.
Put it on the tee line, touching the button. The one thing she has done is she's gone away to the other side, so there is one on the board already. If she can stop this rock, but it appears like it's going to coast a little too much. It's going to go deep. Just through to the back of the 4-foot circle. A single red point goes on the board. It is 4-3. Jennifer Jones over Megan Walter and Abby Ackland. After 4, we'll have the 5th end from East St. Paul in a moment.
Thank you for joining us for this Manitoba Championship draw, brought to you by Seagram's VO. Masterfully blended, distinctly Canadian.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
Once again, the championship trophy. Some folks in the background enjoying championship curling. In the East St. Paul Arena, it is the the final game. That's twice I've done that. The final game of this. I guess I just don't want the day to end, Barry Garlick.
Based on what we've seen so far, I'm not sure anybody does, except for the athletes.
It's been a wonderful run through the final day of play yesterday, a tiebreaker last night. A wonderful semifinal match this morning between Abby ACKLAND's team and Caitlin Laws.
Gotta go, guys. Keep going. We need this in. Fully in. Go, go, go. Okay.
So the Megan Walter team, Abby ACKLAND, with her first center line guard, 4 feet short, maybe 4.5 feet short. Jones asked to go around it. Not clear if it's biting or not, but certainly isn't as deep into the rings as Jones wanted Emily Zacharias to be.
Providing, whether it's in or not, providing perfect cover for the call that is being made now.
Which is a draw by Mackenzie Elias to come past those guards into the 12-foot circle, but again, she's going to overcurl. And we now have 3 rocks touching the center line, all in the 5 or so feet in front of the rings. And that shot tells us the yellow rock is not biting. If it were biting, it could be moved. If it is not biting, it cannot be moved, at least not by the ACKLAND team.
Little bit. Okay, line's good. Room. No line. Get off. Sorry. No line still. It needs to slow down.
Tracking wide, a little heavy, so it's not curling as fast, curling over as quickly as you'd want, but it does die into the button.
A little bit of a spotty start to this pretty important 5th end by both teams.
You got it.
A 2 here for the Jones team. To go up 6-3 into the 5th end break is mega huge. Forcing Jones to 1 to be only ahead by 2. Equally mega huge for Team ACKLAND. So in this end, it's all to play for.
Whoa. Sorry, Sarah. Sorry.
So the draw is into
shot.
the back of the 4-foot.
Still, I think I see the PL.
Rocks behind the tee line we talked about earlier. Not
this one's actually in, so
good no matter whether they're in the 4-foot or back in the 8-foot, but that one needed to be
3/4
in the 8 in front of the yellow.
Jennifer selecting the let's make my life easier shot, peeling off the 2 guards at the front.
Rips off the 2 reds, leaves the yellow. I can report that Rachel Homan has blanked the 3rd end. So it is a 2-1 lead for Homan, holding hammer in the 4th. I can also repeat that Mike McEwen opened scoring with a deuce against Glenn Howard and then stole a single point. So Mike McEwen, a good start in his game against the veteran Glenn Howard in the Ontario final.
It's coming down though. On its own. Can't go. Needs to grind. Same as the other.
So once again,
Needs to grind. Still needs to grind. Whoa,
the Team ACKLAND draw this time is going to grind.
Okay, not bad.
Comes over to the corner of the Yellowstone.
I think we freeze here.
Here we go, Resby.
Or do you like the split? That was just the other option I was saying. I don't mind the freeze if suddenly we do touch it. Split.
The freeze leads to the fun part of the end. The split is a little more conservative.
You can come take a look if you want.
Important shot. Yet another example of how, in every end,
I think I like the split.
1 or 2 of the shots matter more than the others.
Maybe we play the
This is
inside,
one
go
of those
by,
shots.
give her to the lad. It's not the... No. I think I like the split. I don't really like the runner.
No, I like the split. Yeah.
So do I throw to it?
I'm seeing back line, Matt.
Okay.
Yeah. Back line. We're going to throw a little more weight at this. Back line.
See where he set up? So they elect to play the split. I make that assessment based on Jennifer Jones's body position at the front of the house rather than back at the tee.
And this one is moving all the way.
She's not going to get the split. She's going to get pretty much to the nose of it. Going to push it deep into the forefoot on the button. Huge break for the Walter ACKLAND foursome.
That's a tough outcome.
Yeah, you could also do that, but
unless the whatever you see.
I like trying to squeeze it out.
Okay.
I like peel with an out.
Okay.
Just hit this 7th in.
Those two yellow rocks. Look at them now, folks, because they aren't going to be there for long.
The hope is to hit the Yellowstone on the right-hand side of the center line. Across center, just enough to bounce the yellow one out through the edge of the forefoot. She's not going to curl up quite enough. She's going to get the nose of it and roll away.
That rock actually fell back the entire length of the ice. It must have been set a little bit positive by Abby.
Forefoot, top four.
So now Jennifer can see after those two stones that the ACKLAND team can come around on the outturn side, tap red onto yellow. So she's coming right into the yellow stone in the top of the forefoot. She'll tap that yellow back a wee bit to the red on the back of the forefoot.
Make sure you're here.
Carly Burgess.
Yep. Yep. Clean, yes.
And now again, as it comes to the McMahon Yates logo, it turns left. She is going to get right to that yellow stone, tap it back to the red stone in the back of the forefoot. At this moment, yellow may lay one, they may lay two. It doesn't matter because they won't both be there momentarily.
Okay.
Try to get it in.
Add like half of this one on this side. Thick half.
I'm thinking like back 8.
Okay. Yeah, back 8. I think it's nice here, yeah. I think a 9.
Now she's looking for that weight to keep it running straight, to get it into the back of the rings, because with a little less ice, she'll contact the outside edge of the red stone and angle it in.
Hard early. Yes, we gotta go. Hard.
I would suggest that this one is going to overcurl. Greater risk of contacting the yellow guard than the red in the rings. And in fact does exactly that.
Abby ACKLAND would like that throw back.
Hard in.
So the red spins back in.
Basically the nose.
Yellow sits in the 8-foot.
It's a little bit low.
Biting
You
the
might
8-foot.
kind of get lucky over here. Fur. Go car. You threw this one. Runs nice.
Jennifer Jones can lie 4 when the smoke clears on this shot.
Like fur?
To use the expression she used on the previous end coming this way, she can lose these two red rocks.
Yep.
Her shooter should stay.
Whoa.
Might pop a little bit.
M. Hard M. Go.
Carly Burgess in turn hit. Bang, bang, and bang.
Really nice.
Jones lies 4. Jones lies 4 with 2 red stones, 2 yellow stones to come.
I should have just called a straight tap right away. Yeah, sorry, I should have.
So Walter and ACKLAND now looking at angles from both sides. a hit and roll from the top.
There is a triple available, but it's a low percentage shot.
I'd suggest there's also a triple available on the top three.
Exactly.
Springing off the one in the top left. That's the shot they'll play.
They're playing that one.
The triple is a possible, but certainly if the top two rocks go in a double kill, the shooter will sit on the center line in front of the rock in the 4-foot. That's probably the best possible outcome.
That's the shot they're playing.
Once again, Megan Walter faces several Yellowstones. She's throwing the in-turn hit. She's got to get to this yellow rock, spring off toward the center side. And there she goes with the 1, the 2, and the 3, and does make that triple kill. Jones has the opportunity to hit and sit too, but that was just an outstanding execution. They had the angle sized up very well.
Even her third, Abby Ackland, we can see from our commentating booth, is just kind of shaking her head and smiling at Megan Walter. Not every curler can come close to making that shot.
Jennifer Jones, out-turn hit coming up the center line. She's going to have to sweep hard to get it to the face of this rock. She is going to get it there.
Here's another double opportunity. Or a hit and roll to the back one.
You like trying the double or this?
I can assure you, Megan is not asking the commentators.
We have a biter. You're not sticking your shooter. Well, it's close. Well, we can try it. It's whatever you see. I mean, this is what my first thought was, but if you miss it,
In this instance, given Megan Walter's proven ability to play this kind of a shot, I think it's worth giving it a go. Her opportunity to hit and roll dead behind the center, as we've proven with other games, it isn't going to be fully buried even if it's dead behind that. The opportunity to go past it and tap really exists.
The issue is, does the shooter end up here, or out here?
Okay, let's play this. We can big roll if I'm a little, yeah, just have to say.
Well, she wants to hit and roll to the center line.
They've changed their mind.
I think she was talked into it by the front end. I think Megan really does have a sense that she can make this double. And as I say, even the perfect roll to the back of the 4-foot on the center line, Jennifer Jones can get to it from either side to tap it back the extra 2 feet required to score a 2. So the double kill might have just as much merit, but we'll see. It is a Megan Walter out-turn
set
hit.
This one back a little bit.
They do get half the roll they want, but the red stone is open. And Jennifer Jones now will go to the hack with the opportunity to hit for 2 to take a 6-3 lead at the midpoint.
Putting Team Jones in complete control of this game. Jennifer doesn't want to overpower this throw. Board weight. 11.5 seconds, hog to hog.
So here's the Jones lightweight hit. Got to work it hard to get it past the guard. She does do that. She makes the contact, rolls to the center line, and it is the Jennifer Jones deuce. It is a 6-3 lead for Jennifer Jones over Abby ACKLAND and her team. The ACKLAND foursome are going to have to regroup now. They're down the 3 points that they never wanted to be behind this much, certainly, but they do have 5 ends to go. They're first going to have to come out here, score a couple, get back into the game. I can tell you that in Ontario, there's no update on the score on the Holly Duncan-Holman game. Mike McEwen has stolen another point, so he leads by a score of 4-0 after 3 ends over Glenn Howard. And we will have momentarily the opportunity to speak very briefly with Megan Walter. Here's Ken Playtink with Megan.
Tell me when. All right, we're with Megan here. Megan, very, very tense last end. You made a beautiful triple, but just didn't quite get the second shot you wanted. Tell us a little bit how the game's going.
Yeah, I think we're just off on the wrong inch. We aren't playing our sharpest yet, but we'll pick it up in the last half.
You are definitely playing a great game still, and nerves out there a little bit?
Personally, I'm not. Maybe the other 3 are. I haven't really talked to them about it, but it could be nerves kicking in now. But I think we just got to keep playing our game and stay patient.
Last question, what's the plan for the second half of the game?
Yeah, I think we got to play our game and not chase them as much.
All right, good luck and best luck. So thank you. All right, back up to Resby Coots.
Well, Barry Gorlick, that brief chat tells you that Megan Walter, for a young woman, is still pretty darn composed.
And do you think she's a little bit intense and maybe a little bit zoned in? What she's really talking about is this. She has potentially 3 hammers to Jennifer Jones's 2. 2 points with each of her hammers is a total of 6. Forcing Jen Jones to a single, she'll win the game.
So that's it. Until after the 5th end break, the teams will regroup. We'll regroup, and we'll be back with 6 in a few moments.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Knott Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
It means coming together, helping one another, being there, showing support. That's community. Getting together with your chums you want to curl with.
It's important to volunteer, help out as much as we can.
I love curling.
I love curling.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the Scotties Women's Provincials. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Curling in the small town part of Manitoba is really big in the winter. It's something for the community to do, and it really brings the community together. We can hold annual events like our Bonspiels and our weekly nights. It's really something to do for everyone in the community. You can do it from any age.
Eat. Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
Where can you find handmade delicious pizza, classic burgers, scrumptious salads, and the finest Manitoba-sourced pressure-cooked fried chicken? From small towns to big cities with 38 locations, Chicken Chef is comfort food you can count on. We're your made-in-Manitoba chicken choice, and pizza choice, and salad choice, and so much more. Chicken Chef, bring your appetite. We'll take care of the rest.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
When life gets busy, getting everything done can be tough. With PharmaSafe's mobile prescription service, order your prescriptions right from your phone so they're ready when you are. Download the PharmaSafe app today.
Live well with PharmaSafe.
At McMunn & Yates, we've always believed that good neighbors make for better communities. McMunn & Yates has everything you need for your next project, right at your fingertips. And McMunnandYates.com will always be there, ready to help.
Well, here we are at East St. Paul, Manitoba, just north of the Perimeter Highway, on the north side of the city of Winnipeg. We come to the East St. Paul Arena for the final half of the final game of the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, presented by Rocky Mountain Equipment. And the game not yet out of reach by any means for the Abbey-Ackland team, but a team that faces an uphill climb now. Jennifer Jones has scored 3 deuces. Jones leads by a score of 6-3. In fact, mirrors the game last night when Abbey-Ackland's team was in fact in this same exact scenario when they led Beth Peterson 6-3. So they know the feeling that they had last night, feeling that they were pretty much in control, and they know that Jennifer Jones has that same feeling now. The good news for the Abbey-Ackland team, we did mention at the outset, there needed to be one win today. It could be their win over Jones. It could be a Rachel Homan win over Holly Duncan in Ontario. At this moment in time, Homan does lead Holly Duncan by a score of 5-1. That after a 3-ender in the 4th. And although Homan does not have last rock, but she does lead 5-1. So maybe the win that the Ackland team needs is happening in Ontario anyway. And if that Homan win happens, then this Ackland team would go to the Canadian Scotties Tournament of Hearts as a wild card team under the name at that time Team Walter.
Correct. Resby, these women, top-level athletes, together for less than a year as a team, want that Buffalo.
They're absolutely, I'm not suggesting it's time for them to lay down and quit. They're here to win the game. There's no question about it. They're going to need a few more better high-level shots. They're going to need a little bit of help from Jennifer Jones and her team. They are completely capable of making those extra high-level shots. I'm not so sure they can count on any help from Jennifer Jones.
Jennifer will not cooperate at all with their dreams and hopes. But it's not about dreams and hopes. You're quite right. It's about shot making. The time is now. Team Ackland needs their second deuce of the game, and they need it right now in the 6th end.
And while I mentioned that Homan leads 5-1, I can also tell you that Mike McEwen leads 4-0 after 3 completed ends. So the possibility exists that yet another Manitoban will go to the Brier, representing another province. I was going to say another country, but so red jams in the back of the And the 12-foot still open, but there is some cover over there.
That jam opens up the possibility for the first time this end of a 2-score for the ACKLAND team, although it's early.
Oliver looking at a pair of yellows in the center of the rings. The in-turn draw needs to get to the face of this first stone. She is going to drive it right past, over curls in fact. Leaves the yellow Jones stone.
I think we just hit this one. I almost think we peel it out, but actually staying's okay. I just don't want to leave her a catcher, but okay, like 10.
Carly Burgess.
Brilliant analysis by the skipper. 3-point lead. Definitely playing the scoreboard with shot selection. Trying to take away any possibility of one of the red stones acting as a catcher for any other red stone that comes its way.
So the Burgess outside in turn hit, passes the guard, nose hits the red, sits to the outside.
Are we second? We're second. You don't like the draw around our corner? We always have that later. Yeah, that was my first thought. Yeah. I like that. Yep. Yeah.
So Abby Ackland will go from just across the center line with the out turn, try to get into the 8-foot behind the red corner guard.
Are we through? Where?
Abby's rock comes to the front of the rings. It's going to be deep. It's going to slide through. There's a shot, as we've said in other cases, a shot that had to be made. It was Abby's inclination to play the draw. She had to make the draw. Now Jennifer will peel off the red in the top of the 8-foot circle.
An example perhaps of the fact that during the 5th end break they mopped the sheet, and inevitably that center draw path becomes a little quicker. And unfortunately Abby learned it the hard way just now.
Out turn hit, needs to curl up.
Hard back.
She's going to get the
Watch the red. It should go.
going to get the kick and click it out through the back. Rolls away. We'll play another draw. Comes to the tee line, or the hog line, sorry about that. Again, at least to the tee line. Deeper. The sweep intended to get it to curl behind the corner guard, but it stays, if not wide open, certainly 7/8 open behind, past that red rock.
With the amount of movement in this ice, that rock is figuratively wide open. That little bit of overlap is something that doesn't factor into this throw at all.
Jones would be quite happy to hit this and roll out. Doesn't want to leave one in the back of the rings. The Jones outturn hit. She is going to get more to the nose of it than she wanted. She will roll back to set a rock in the back of the forefoot. The angle on those two doesn't make that particularly good backing, but it is backing of a sort.
She's actually looking to hit and roll over top of the yellow stone at the back of the forefoot.
With a
Her rock
great
is a little
big
smaller,
rock.
but
Yes.
that's the area she's looking to end up in.
She's going with the outturn draw.
Still to come right back to the yellow rock straddling the center line. Exactly 5 feet of expected curl at this stage of the game.
Little bit. Where? Okay, yep. Hard line.
This will require tremendously precise positioning to be in a position that Jennifer Jones won't just bang it out.
Keep going. Go. All you got. Further.
It has the sweep to the top of the 4-foot circle, but yellow does lie too.
Not what they wanted.
She's got that, but she rolls out. We've thrown this a bunch. So I want to get low. Because I was coming in here, right? We just can't roll off too much where there's a trip. Yeah. Right? Just want to make sure you get low. So if you like here, it's got to be close, right? Freeze ours. It's a line shot. Even if we tap ours on the nose, it's pretty good. Got to get it by the red.
Pretty helpful color commentary from Skip Jennifer Jones, making our job a whole lot easier.
She just really is throwing a draw to the button, a little bit frozen on the yellow, a little bit cornered into the button on the inside of the nose of the shot stone. So long as she doesn't touch the red, she's going to be lying 3, assuming she's in the 4-foot, of course. It is the outturn to the center line.
Full 4 lines, perfect. Line's good. Yep. Line's good. Close. Yep. Yes. Hard.
A hard sweep. It's in that nice curl path. It is going to get back to the Yellowstone on the button. It sits on the front of the button. Yellow lies 3. And near nose hit. Might kill 3, might stick for 2. Only time will tell.
It's there.
As much as I can see to try to stick this shooter. Yeah, I do have all.
So she needs to get all 3 yellow rocks moving. Her red stone is going to roll to the outside, but she's got lots of room to stay. The risk is over curling and ticking the red shot. That outturn hit is on its way.
You gotta go.
Need it to curl. Does bang. 1, leaves 1, leaves 2. A 4th deuce goes on the scoreboard. It is now an 8-3 score for Jones over the young team skipped by Megan Walter, the Ackland team. 8-3 Jones over Ackland will go to the seventh end of the game in just a moment.
Today's sponsor, PharmaSave. Canada's community pharmacy is proud to support Canada's community game.
At McMunn & Yates, we've always believed that good neighbors make for better communities. McMunn & Yates has everything you need for your next project, right at your fingertips. And McMunnandYates.com will always be there, ready to help.
You can win a pair of tickets for the 2023 Tim Hortons Briar in London or the 2023 BKT Tires and OK Tire Men's Worlds in Ottawa, plus $500. Or maybe equip your team with a set of 4 of Asham's new Ultra Force brushes. And at the same time, support the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum and Curl Manitoba's Curling for Life Endowment Fund. Raffle tickets are available now. 1 for $5, 4 for $10, 10 for $20. Buy online at fundingchange.ca/Curl Manitoba or scan the QR code on your screen right now.
Here we are back in the East St. Paul Arena, and I can tell you this, a long time ago in a curling arena far, far away, I was in this situation knowing that the trophies were going to be presented to the other team in just a few minutes' time. It's game is not over. It is 8-3, but you're playing Jennifer Jones and the defending champion team. You know in your heart that you got to keep plugging to see what you can make happen. If they can make a 2 happen, if they could make a 3 happen, then the game is not over. But the simple fact is that it'll be very difficult to make that 2 or 3 happen. But we'll see as the end unfolds. I can tell you that in Ontario, Holly Duncan has scored a point to trail 5-2 at the mid-game break. So the good news for Abby Ackland, Megan Walter and her team is that they may still get that invitation through the CTRS ranking and the wild card to go to the national championship. A pair of Yellowstones in the center of the rings. A red corner guard. Walter will use the guard. Mackenzie Elias.
There's a perceptible difference in the feel of the massive overflow crowd here in the arena, Resby. There isn't a seat available. More to the point, there isn't a standing room spot available. And they've been watching top tier curling the entire week. A shot here and a shot there. They want to cheer good shots. And in the last end in particular, unfortunately, the ACKLAND team let themselves down a little bit. They didn't let the crowd down, but they let themselves down.
So we'll see what happens here in the 7th. 2 yellow rocks in the center of the rings, 2 corner guards stacked on the right-hand side of the center line.
Very nice back. Perfect spot.
No need to add to that.
Because we can get second shot.
Perfect spot.
Well, kind of push this back a bit, or you freeze. No, you'll get, wait, second? No, you'll never get there. You're either freezing or trying this. Off their top one? Just gotta squeak that guard. Yeah. Do we not deal with the guard first? Yeah.
So Jennifer Jones, still with her foot firmly on the gas pedal, has upped the degree of difficulty of available shot options as high as it's been all game. We mentioned she's one of the best front runners in the history of the game, men's or women's. You're seeing it here.
She's put Team ACKLAND in a position where they have to play a hit on a guard. There's simply no way to think about building an end if they don't get rid of some rocks.
11-5. Whoa! Whoa! Girls. Okay.
They peel the guard and roll away. Needed to stick. Jennifer will just replace. No, she will not. She will rip off the guard. She sees no reason for leaving them.
Veteran call, 5-point lead. Not wanting to place any possibility at risk.
This is Mackenzie Zacharias with her second stone of the end. Peels off the top guard, rolls away.
Yep. You got it.
Sarah Oliver now with an out turn.
Easy, no line, no line. No. No line. Back 4. Back 8.
Making use of the corner guard.
Back 8.
We're trying to, but the rock may be a little heavy. It's going to sail into the back 12-foot. Will be buried. The question is if Jennifer can sweep it through. She cannot.
Yeah, I don't want to tick them in. Feel easy.
Another veteran call. Agreed to by the front end, who are gaining experience at a pretty rapid pace, Resby, with Jennifer Jones acting as their skip. Not that they weren't a top-tier team before, but
they were, in fact, the defending champions. They won this event themselves. But the experience they've had playing this season under the mentorship of Jennifer Jones will pay huge dividends into the future when they're back on their own. Peeling the guard, rolling away.
Back line. Yeah, a little bit. Pretty much no, so. Yes, yep. Hard line. Hard line. Mine's good. Hey, whoa. No. Whoa.
And the tap. But will roll open.
Fine. Wait. We're still 1-2. I like trying to stay. Try to make the double. The double secondary. I like trying to stay. Do you like 9? Nose out counts this guy. Nose is pretty good. I'm seeing here with 9. Do you like that?
Jennifer Jones, lawyer, mom, but maybe the best house cleaner of curling rocks in the history of the game.
So she's playing the hit, wants to stick there. Wasn't worried about the double, as you heard her say. That red rock in the back of the rings is going to do no good. Or perhaps I should say is most likely not to do any good, or is very unlikely to do any good.
You were right the first time, Resby.
That's kind of what I thought.
You can see in the body language the ACKLAND team is going through the motions here, but they know, as everyone else in the arena knows, what the outcome of this game is going to be now.
Okay, easy. Tell there. Tell there. Tell there. Back eight. Back eight. We got lots of line. Lots of room. Lots of room. Yep, Sarah. We're going to be by it. We're by it.
So that rock settles in the back 8-foot circle. Jennifer will bang it out.
Yeah. Just feel it out.
Jennifer Jones. She'll throw an in turn. Not unhappy to get rid of a couple of rocks here in the back of the 8-foot. She'll come to the red. She'll roll back to the center.
Looking very much as if, rather than starting a new legacy with a new team today, a well-established legacy continuing. And I wonder if Jennifer Jones, as she takes her iconic position behind the hack, leaning on her brush, maybe takes a moment to think about the fact that her parents, her late father Larry and her mother Carol, had her in the daycare center at St. Vital Curling Club at age 2, had her throwing rocks from the age of 11, and whether she has those thoughts, she wouldn't mind me adding to her thought process mention of her daughters Isabella and Skyla. This has to be a very satisfying moment for Jennifer Jones.
She does hit stick over. Megan Walter rolls over to be shot stone. She's looking at a nose hit, punch it through that hole, hit either side of the hole as red still leaves. But the way things are going right now, my prediction is it will go right between the wickets.
Do not, viewers and friends, do not bet against Resby Coots' prediction on this one.
Mike McEwen has scored 3. He leads by 7-1 over Glenn Howard in the Tankard final in Ontario. An out-turn hit.
Pre-shot routine that fans of curling have seen thousands of times.
An out-turn hit is on the way. And full volume, full value for the sweep. This is going to over curl. She'll just pick it, leaving red as shot stone, yellow as second and third, red as fourth.
Yellow is shot.
Yellow shot. Megan Walter will play the open hit to score a pair. There is a high risk, low percentage double kill for 3, but a 2-point score, trailing 8-5, is worth playing on. The in-turn hit is underway.
Whoa, curl.
Needs to get to this yellow in the back 8-foot circle, right to the nose of it.
Okay, clean now.
They will put 2 on the board. And it is now 8-5 for Jennifer Jones over Megan Walter and Team ACKLAND. We will have the 8th end in this game in just a moment.
Today's sponsor, Sunrise Credit Union. Building a brighter future together.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the Scotties Women's Provincials. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Where can you find handmade delicious pizza, classic burgers, scrumptious salads, and the finest Manitoba-sourced pressure-cooked fried chicken? From small towns to big cities with 38 locations, Chicken Chef is comfort food you can count on. We're your made in Manitoba chicken choice, and pizza choice, and salad choice, and so much more. Chicken Chef, bring your appetite. We'll take care of the rest.
Back in the East St. Paul Arena, the 2023 Manitoba Scotties Tournament of Hearts final game. Megan Walter makes a last rock takeout for a deuce, moves the score now to 8-5. A redstone on the center line, up 8-5 with hammer. Jennifer Jones invites Emily Zacharias to play the wide in-turn draw.
Jen Jones trying to reduce the chance, even with Emily Zacharias' first rock, of Team ACKLAND setting up a steal point. A single for Jones to put her ahead 9-5 with one hammer each left in ends 9 and 10 is as helpful as any higher score. What she doesn't want to see is any possibility of a steal to narrow the score to 8-6.
So that first yellow stone, that first Jones stones, is dead behind the center line guard, touching the forefoot. Mackenzie Elias will play another longer guard.
Good pair. Good Kens. Right to it, even if we tap it a rock.
Jones will continue to attack. In broad terms, really knows no alternative.
Nope.
Okay, no then.
Simply not wired that way.
Okay, yep. No.
And it's worked out pretty well for her over the years, Resby.
It has done.
Yep.
This rock will sail a little deep. Rubs.
Good spot. I was thinking this side, yeah.
Homan has been forced to a single on the 6th end, so it is now
Tap and roll.
6-2 playing 7 in Ontario.
Like you want to play the in? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like it right now. You can tap later.
Now it's Sarah Oliver's turn.
Ken's. Just Ken's.
Go Ken's. Go Ken's. Hard Ken's. Right to it, Ken's.
Get it to nose.
Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
She wants to get this rock right to the nose of it. She does a reasonably good job of that. Taps it a wee bit. Gets more separation than she might have wanted.
There's no double, just one.
So now Jennifer will, one at a time, pick off the guards.
Just clean. Nice, Mac. Nice toss. I won.
Oh, okay.
Right around everything?
Yes. Got it.
Sarah Oliver now an outturn in that wide outturn draw path. She's looking to try to get past the yellows in the top of the, biting the top of the forefoot into the back of the four. That's not going to happen. This is going to over curl. Going to have trouble even getting it past the guard. It's in fact going to be a guard
Yep.
to the nose, but angled just a little bit so that the two can be peeled off, except that they will run into the red in the forefoot or in the 8-foot.
Jennifer Jones still wants to get rid of them, regardless of the risk of making contact with the stone in the 8-foot.
Mackenzie Zacharias.
Roll it down. Roll it. Catch the red. Catch the red. Atta girl. Really good.
And works out perfectly, peeling that red guard from in front of the yellows and rolls away to the side.
Perfect outcome.
I don't know if I like this. You're not freezing those on those?
Freeze on what? This?
Yeah.
You can freeze tap, I guess. T-line.
I like this.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, line's
Whoa.
good.
Abby Ackland trying to come down directly on top of the center line Yellowstone.
Okay, go then.
Yep. Line's nice. Yep. Right to it.
Right to it. Right to
Yep.
it. Hard line. Hard.
Hard Kens.
More.
Hard Kens.
More. Go.
It's going to over curl a little bit. Won't get to the rock as
Just kind of seeing the nose here. Do you like that? 10.
Jennifer Jones will ignore it and do some more house cleaning.
Carly Burgess, a no-turn hit.
Off, Mac. Hard, Mac. Really hard, Mac. Gotta go.
Going to get close to the nose of it, but she will hit and roll away for a bite on the outside.
Just a little heavy. 9-7. Yeah, she does that.
Okay. Yep.
It's our only angle, though, right now to get buried. I don't think this does a whole lot for us. What do you think?
I'm just thinking to set it up if the tap.
Even if you're back 4?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking the tap would be nice to set it up for you.
Yeah. Well, might be a little too late for that.
I tend to agree with Megan Walter.
Like back 4, at least then you have something that you could freeze.
A setup shot for Megan's last pair probably had to happen one shot ago.
Like on the intern side?
Yeah.
Gotta push it back here.
Megan's thought was to try to make use of those two yellow stones astride each other as cover for a draw shot to come right into the button.
Like, back 12 or back line?
I like back line. Gotta push it. 2 rocks.
So our call is an out turn, just that backline weight to try to get to the top of that red stone, punch it straight back onto the one on the right hand side of center.
Whoa, curl! Yep. Curl! Whoa! Curl! Curl!
Hard sweep to get it to curl. Doesn't quite get to the nose. Very close. Gets a bump. Has some stones to work with.
I mean, this is ideal, but yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to catch a quarter of the top rock with peel weight and clear that front away.
An in-turn hit now underway. Going to get just the right bounce she wants. Pushes it back past that yellow. A little worried about hitting the yellow one in the forefoot on the tee line, but wouldn't have been too concerned if it had disappeared as well.
The call, a very precise freeze down to the yellow stone in the forefoot on the tee line.
Remember here, the Jones team does have last rock, so
this freeze has to be frozen. Any kind of a gap, Jennifer Jones will rip it.
The line's a little tight. Okay, well then, always Ken's. Always Ken's. Where? It looks like it's running like it's heavy. Okay.
Really curly.
No, it's not. No,
it's
we're
really
still,
curly.
No, Sarah. No.
Needed to get a little less weight, a little more curl.
That's fine.
Pushes that rock back, and we'll leave Jennifer.
Looks like the two.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of the freeze. So, like, yeah.
Once again, Jennifer Jones upping the ante. It's perfectly acceptable just to clear that rock away, but she's decided that she doesn't want to give Megan Walter the opportunity to freeze down to the yellow rock at the back of the forefoot.
Difficult to make that freeze with the precision required to keep it from being blasted out, but at the same time, still a possibility, so Jennifer sees no reason to allow that possibility. She'll try to get low side, center line side, just a little roll over into the button.
To cover the button completely.
So her out-turn shot is underway. Needs to curl. She's going to get a little bit of a roll just to bite the button. Would have liked to have rolled a little bit further. But
that is kind of pretty excellent, though.
Kind of pretty excellent. There is not a shot except for a wide in-turn draw to try to bite the button, the white. There is no shot.
If Megan Walter noses that yellow rock, even if she catches the back one, she's not going to be shot. She's going to try to get a little inside roll in that direction. She still may not be shot. But it's the only thing she has, other than a draw around the other side to the button, as Resby mentioned. It's an overstatement to say that this shot is the game, but if it's not made, it's going to be over for the Ackland team.
Out turn. It's not big weight by any means. More rotation than usual on a Megan Walter stone. She's going to get past the red. She's going to hit. She is going to be first, second, or third shot is what she's going to be. Perhaps second.
The score at the moment, based on the rock's positioning, is 10-5.
That's certainly our speculation that the yellow, but they're looking at it from a lot closer than we are, and there doesn't seem to be any clear consensus that the Yellowstone is actually beating the red. Clearly the one at the back is.
So it's at least 9-5.
It is that.
Oh, they really are looking at it closely. So our overhead shot is perhaps not the correct perspective. So Jennifer Jones is going to draw in for her second point and potentially her third point.
Yeah, I mean, I can rip it, but... Okay. I've got lots of ice.
She's gone much wider than we've seen. She's completely content if it doesn't get to the 4-foot circle. It slides past. But she's looking for T-line in the blue, just past the red at the top of the rings.
And told Emily Zacharias, you are never lifting, leaving nothing to chance, making sure the path ahead of the rock remains clean. Jennifer throwing the correct weight to her brushers.
Well wide of the red rock at the top of the rings, and yet as it curls, it comes awfully close to that red, and it does sit right on the button. And now we do see the concession. We see Jennifer Jones winning her, I believe, 8th Manitoba Championship. Mackenzie Zacharias, Carly Burgess, Emily Zacharias, Lauren Lenantine win their now second consecutive Manitoba Scotties title. The defending champions have, in fact, defended the championship. So the Ackland team, full value for their day. They did have the opportunity to win outright a berth in the National Scotties Championship. Looks like now they'll have to wait for the result in Ontario.
2 3-letter words. First one, Jen. Second one, wow.
So it is a 7-2 score in Ontario for Homan after a steal of 1. So that would look very much like Rachel Homan will win, which will give Abby Ackland and her team an invitation to the National Scotties as a wild card team. And Barry, some final thoughts. We've had a wonderful week. We had hoped for we had predicted the possibility of a legendary day. It is a legendary day in that Jennifer Jones enhances her legend. The young team, the Zacharias girls, Carly Burgess, Lauren Lendentine, they add to their legend. Now consecutive champions, not something that happens all that often, unless your name happens to be Jones and such. There have been others, but it was a special day for both of these teams, and it's been a special week. A real pleasure working with you. We've, I thought, meshed well together, never having done this before, and thank you very much for your help. Your thoughts?
What a privilege this has been. For curling fans who tuned in, oh my goodness. We really had a week. I don't want it to end. But Resby, quite sincerely, the pleasure has been all mine. Thank you very much.
So, thoughts on where this event goes from here? It's to be played, I believe, in Morden a year from now.
Correct.
It's happened before in that community, but not in recent times. We'll see the best of Manitoba curlers reconvene a year from now, and we're going to momentarily have Ken Plating at center ice with Jennifer Jones. So we'll go to Ken Plating with Jennifer Jones.
Your 2023 provincial champion, Jennifer Jones. Jennifer, how does it feel?
Feels awesome. Just really wanted to win this game, and it's just fun to win with these girls.
New group of teammates. They came along so quickly in this event. Talk about a little bit about how they played.
They played outstanding today. This was our best team effort for sure, and maybe not my best game, but they played outstanding and left me some very easy shots. So very lucky to share the ice with them.
The national Scotties, I guess you're headed off that direction now. Plans for that?
Yeah, we're going to kind of enjoy this win and then make up some plans to go there, but it's just all about, it's a tough field, so you got to play as good as you can and hopefully give yourselves a shot in the weekend.
All right, well, thank you so much for this. Congratulations to you and your team, and good luck at the Nationals.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Jennifer Jones, your 2023 Provincial Women's Champion here in East St. Paul. We are going to get ready for the championship trophy in just a few moments. And as you can see, Ms. Jones talking with another former champion, Connie Laliberti, here in East St. Paul. Back up to Resby right now as we get ready for the championship trophies.
Well, we're back up here in the broadcast booth for the final time. Resby Coots with Barry Gorlook. It has been just a wonderful week here in East St. Paul. I've been to a whole bunch of championships, provincial, men's, women's, mixed, seniors, juniors, all kinds, some international and some national championships. I don't know that I've seen any that was start to finish more competitive. This was a very tight. It's a nice format, 12 teams playing on 3 sheets of ice, and East St. Paul, and I know you remember the East St. Paul Curling Club, East St. Paul has done itself quite proud.
Quite proud indeed, and patience is a virtue. They waited 2 extra years to host this event. It came off without a hitch, a very feel-good event, but let's talk about curling. Particularly curling in Manitoba. Boy, is there a future in women's curling. It's going to be fun to watch. Not that I'm suggesting for a moment that someone named Jones is going away anytime soon. But watching these young curlers' stars rise is going to be an awful lot of fun for every curling fan in Manitoba, curlers across Canada and around the world.
So we can say one of the things that's been accomplished here this week is that there's been that amalgam, the youth group, Abby ACKLAND, Megan Walters, not recently, but relatively recently out of juniors. Mackenzie Zacharias and her group, not so far out of juniors. Jennifer Jones has been around a few years longer. But then we go right to the Grace Baudrys, the Katie Lukowicz's, the teams who played 10 days ago in the Manitoba Telus Junior event and then came here with the opportunity to play against the best in the women's field. They were good enough to be in the field. They weren't just toss-ins. They had to have learned from the experience, and that speaks well for the next year and the year after in women's curling as well.
Particularly in high-level sports, no substitute for experience. Boy, did they get some experience, and she would be upset knowing how fiery a competitor she is if we left Beth Peterson out of the conversation.
Absolutely. Now, a tremendous number of good young teams. So from the club perspective now, what is this club? I mean, clearly there's a business aspect to this, and some revenue generation and those sorts of things. There are other more important aspects. What has this event meant to the East St. Paul Curling Club?
In many ways, everything. A bedroom community, not unlike Winnipeg on the national stage or Manitoba on the provincial stage, a bedroom community that really kind of likes the idea of trying to punch a little bit above its weight, Resby. The money generated from this event doesn't hurt. One of the 50-50 single draw wins yesterday was over $1,100, which is unheard of in a single draw 50-50. They gave away $10,000 from a ticket draw. They have had a hopping bar area and a hopping dining area, and the committee, with nearly 200 people involved in it, it's all going to pay off in spades. It's going to benefit junior curling programs here and benefit the curling community writ large. A win-win-win.
So next up on the agenda for this Curl Manitoba YouTube broadcast channel, with the work of Big Day Media and other volunteers, and we should acknowledge Travis Bale, Rob Gordon, Ron Westcott, who were part of this broadcast team as well. But next, down the road to Neepawa, Manitoba, 10 days time for the Viterra Championship. You and I haven't had time to look intimately at that, but you know as much about Manitoba curling generally. Completely different event, 32 teams, kind of a top to bottom of Manitoba men's curling, completely different format, and yet still truly a magnificent event as well.
Let me reshape that last comment. Not so much top to bottom, but a broad prairie landscape heading out toward the horizon.
We talked of Picasso's and art, and you continue.
And youngsters, veterans, everyone in between. 128 curlers.
I'm about. So it's going to be a great event in Neepawa, you're right, and seeds have not yet been projected, but Matt Dunstone, I assume, would be the number one, and it's going to be a great week. This great week in East St. Paul has ended. Greg Mackling is at the microphone for the closing ceremonies, and for the final time, we say goodbye to you from East St. Paul. The teams are coming on the ice. Stay with us for the closing ceremony and the trophy presentation. Resby Coots for Barry Gorlick. Thanks so much for being with us.
Scotties and Kamloops. Let's give it up for all our competitors and 5 days of incomparable and spectacular competition. And of course, we must thank you, the curling fans of Manitoba, the best fans, the best curlers anywhere on the planet. Thank you for being here all week. We really hope you've enjoyed our time with us over the past several days. Your support of this event has simply been second to none. So, I would also be remiss without acknowledging the tremendous work of Barry Gorlick and Resby Coots, who've done a tremendous job on the Curl Manitoba live stream, which has attracted tens of thousands of viewers over the last several days. Thank you to them, and thank you for you who tuned in when you weren't here in the arena. So, these events are impossible without the generosity and commitment from sponsors. We would like to call on Rani Naktigal, Business Development Manager with Kruger Products.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. It's been an incredibly fun Scotties, hasn't it? A terrific venue, riveting competition, so much enthusiasm from the fans, right down to the warm welcome of every single volunteer, and I really felt that this week. There's always a smile on the volunteer's face. Terrific. To all of you, we at Kruger Products thank you for making this event such a success.
I think I'm going to do a slow pan.
My congratulations to all of the curlers who competed here. Your commitment, teamwork, and talent was impressive, especially with the high caliber of teams in our province. And again, thank you for the hard work of the host committee, the tremendous community and the local sponsors to see their creative all over the building. Fantastic for your support in making this a great championship.
Happy face.
To the runner-up team today, we wish you the very best. And congratulations to our newest provincial champions, Team Jones,
who will proudly represent this province in Kamloops at the 2023 Scotties Tournament Hearts. Thank you.
This next voice wasn't sure if she was going to speak or not, but I put her on the spot here. We're going to call upon Vice President Curl Manitoba, Lynn Fallis-Kurz. She has a few words, because I said so.
That's been involved. Of course, congratulations to Team Jones for winning, and Team Walter / ACKLAND for being such excellent representatives this week. We are so proud of you as representing East St. Paul. I don't often cheer for Team Homan, but I am cheering very loudly for them right now. And I'm feeling confident they are winning their game, so excited that we will have, hopefully, 4 teams representing Manitoba at the Scotties. So again, thank you very much, and I will pass this on to...
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. And yes, it's not often that we're cheering for particular teams in other provinces to do certain things, but there is implications. There are implications for one of the teams here today. So join me in a gigantic round of applause for our volunteers. You've seen them in the blue jackets all week long. Some of them have been putting in 12, 13, 14-hour days. It's absolutely unbelievable. And in charge of herding those cats, Kim Link and Deb Paulson, co-hosts, committee chairs.
Wow, what an event this has been. Scotties ESP 2023 is now in the books, and we couldn't be happier with its success. Rod thanked everyone else earlier, but he didn't thank himself, so thanks, Rod, for being the arena announcer and all the million other things you've done in the past months, including putting up with me. This Scotties ESP 2023 was quite an experience. I couldn't have done it without my co-chair, obviously, Kim Link. We couldn't be all... We couldn't be prouder of our host team for bringing this first-class experience to players and spectators alike. Kim and I worked together so well that I often thought we shared a brain, and many times I was certain that she got the bigger share. I can't think of anyone else I would have wanted to share this journey with, so thanks so much. Congratulations, Team Jones. Each and every one of us who followed your success this week will send all of our positive vibes and good luck with you in Kamloops. And congratulations, Team ACKLAND, Walters. We know that you're going to be in Kamloops. I just know it's going to happen. So Manitoba will have 4 very capable teams in the event. So one more time, thank you everybody, and it's been great. Cheers.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you for everything over the last several weeks and months. This is 3 years in the making, and the transformation, I think, Ryan, use the term transformation of this facility from one where we primarily play hockey to one where we've been playing curling for 5 days has been nothing short of spectacular. Outstanding work. Okay, we have to congratulate officially the teams that had it all on the line today. First, we want to recognize Coach Howard Restall, lead Mackenzie Elias, second Sarah Oliver, third Abby ACKLAND, skip Megan Walter from East St. Paul, Team ACKLAND, our runners-up. Pretty nice jackets on that table there. And those are going to from St. Vital, Altona Curling Clubs, Coach Sheldon Zacharias, fifth Lauren Lenentine, lead Emily Zacharias, second Mackenzie Zacharias, third Carly Burgess, and skip Jennifer Jones, your Manitoba champions, Team Jones for 2023. Do they just look at that stuff, or they get to touch it, or what? That's awesome. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. Yeah, I think you should hand out some stuff, Ryan. We have a special thank you for the host committee. So hand the plaque, Lynn. Or photo op? Photo. Who doesn't like photo ops? Everyone, thank you for sticking around tonight. Thank you for your support throughout this entire event. The host committee, our sponsors, everyone involved, and to our champions, best of luck in Kamloops. That's it. That's all. Have a safe evening. We should hear from the champion. Sorry, Jennifer. I didn't mean to preempt you in any way.
I'll keep it short. I just really wanted to say thank you, East St. Paul. Thank you to the host committee, the outstanding sponsors. This was one of the best Scotties that we've ever been at. I know it's been years in the making, and you can tell. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As a former East St. Pauler, it made it even that much more special going to Jonesy's every night, and how lucky we are. Yeah, and I just also wanted to congratulate Team ACKLAND on a great week. I know we're going to see you in Kamloops, and then to my team for playing so outstanding and letting me join their team this year, and we're just having a ton of fun. So thanks everybody for all the support, and Ryan, I think we've grown up at the Scotties together. We've been at a few, so thank you to Scotties for their continued support. Thank you.
That's the final word, and that's the way it should be. Thank you, everybody. Greggy Wasco, thank you for everything. You and your team are spectacular. Ice maker extraordinaire.
I would love to move.
Leave those there. They just look so pretty. And we'll just... camera people. Okay. All right. I'm going to go.
That's why I asked.
Right here.
You told me to not say anything because my mic was on.
Thank you for joining us for this Manitoba Championship draw, brought to you by Seagram's VO. Masterfully blended, distinctly Canadian. You can win a pair of tickets for the 2023 Tim Hortons Brier in London or the 2023 BKT Tires and OK Tire Men's Worlds in Ottawa, plus $500. Or maybe equip your team with a set of 4 of Asham's new Ultra Force brushes. And at the same time, support the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum and Curl Manitoba's Curling for Life Endowment Fund. Raffle tickets are available now. 1 for $5, 4 for $10, 10 for $20. Buy online at fundingchange.ca/Curl Manitoba or scan the QR code on your screen right now.
Curling in the small town part of Manitoba is really big in the winter. It's something for the community to do, and it really brings the community together. We can hold annual events like our Bonspiels and our weekly nights. It's really something to do for everyone in the community. You can do it from any age.
We hope you're enjoying this Manitoba Championship Curling, brought to you by Seagram's 83, Manitoba's favorite Canadian whiskey.
Where can you find handmade delicious pizza, classic burgers, scrumptious salads, and the finest Manitoba-sourced pressure-cooked fried chicken? From small towns to big cities with 38 locations, Chicken Chef is comfort food you can count on. We're your made in Manitoba chicken choice, and pizza choice, and salad choice, and so much more. Chicken Chef, bring your appetite. We'll take care of the rest.
When life gets busy, getting everything done can be tough. With PharmaSafe's mobile prescription service, order your prescriptions right from your phone so they're ready when you are. Download the PharmaSafe app today.
Live well with PharmaSafe.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the Scotties Women's Provincials. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Today's sponsor, Sunrise Credit Union. Building a brighter future together.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
You can win a pair of tickets for the 2023 Tim Hortons Brier in London or the 2023 BKT Tires and OK Tire Men's Worlds in Ottawa, plus $500. Or maybe equip your team with a set of 4 of Asham's new Ultra Force brushes. And at the same time, support the Manitoba Curling Hall of Fame and Museum and Curl Manitoba's Curling for Life Endowment Fund. Raffle tickets are available now. 1 for $5, 4 for $10, 10 for $20. Buy online at fundingchange.ca/Curl Manitoba or scan the QR code on your screen right now.